Hey guys, how's it going? Another video this week. I guess I'm back. Not gonna say in the swing of things, but you know, I guess I'm gonna start making a few more videos as I continue to play more games. I've definitely been more into video games in the last, I guess, couple weeks. So it's a good thing. When I play a game, I will probably do a video about it. The game, as you can tell, I'm talking about today by the title is I Am Alive. It's an Xbox Live Arcade, and I think it's on PSN as well. I remember this when this game was kind of like it had just been, excuse me, it had just kind of been announced, and they were showing off screenshots and stuff like that, and the video of the guy emerging from the rubble. That was, I think, probably about '09 or '08 or something like that. So for it now to finally be out and it not even be a disc release, I know it bounced from a couple of different developers, and I believe that Ubisoft published it. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head who developed it. Like I said, it bounced around. I don't know who had the final, release. But basically, you play as this nameless guy, and there's been a huge disaster in his hometown. I forget the name of the town off the top of my head, but he's basically determined to find his family. I think it's his wife and his daughter, and he's traveling around, and he goes back to his apartment and stuff like that. I'm probably about a little over an hour in. I think it's about a 3 hour game or 3 or 4 hour game. So these, I guess, would be my impressions, but definitely not a review. But so far I'm liking it. There's some stuff. I guess I'll start with the gameplay. It's weird that there's very little combat. At least what I've gotten up to. I'm sure there will be more. But you never, like, you have a gun and you have a knife, and with the gun you never have really more than one or two bullets, so you have to really use them wisely. Um, but basically, in terms of combat, since it's basically like the end of the world, the people who survived are very jumpy, so they're very quick to not really trust you and want you away. Some of them will confront you, others will just tell you to leave. So you'll come into encounters with like with a gang or something, or, whatever like that, and you kind of have to decide when to pull your gun out and when to shoot at them, whether to play it safe or do whatever you have to do to go away from them. um, but it mostly involves eventually throwing down and fighting, usually shooting if you have a bullet. But it's cool because there'll be three guys and you take one of them out, and then the others kind of like walk back and are kind of hesitant to step forward. So it allows you to basically take control of the situation and try and alleviate the I guess the issues. But it more often than not revolves, I guess is resolved, by shooting somebody and then kind of just taking the others out one by one. It's a survival game in another sense, because there's a lot of I'm not gonna say exploration, but there's a lot of uncharted type climbing and navigation and like that. So, but how it works is you're not unlike in Uncharted. You're not you don't have a limited time, I guess, to climb up stuff and hang off of stuff. So basically, there's a bar at the top of the screen, and one of them is for your endurance, and the other one is for your health. When your endurance runs out, if you're hanging onto a ledge or something like that, you will fall. And So you have to get to areas where you can catch your breath as fast as you can. And some parts are difficult, especially when you're not exactly sure where to go. And you're only given X amount of retries before you have to start back at your last save spot, which sometimes could be pretty long. I'm told. I've been lucky. The part where I'm at now, I'm having trouble finding where I have to go next. But luckily, if I do run out of retries, it's at the same exact spot. So that's my last save. So I kind of got lucky there. But it's some of the climbing is definitely difficult. It could get frustrating. But you get rewarded when you get to, I guess, when you get to certain checkpoints, you're given another retry. When you help out other citizens who are in need, or other people, not really I mean, they're citizens, I guess, but when you come in contact with other people who have maybe been injured or anything like that, if you choose to help them by giving them a health pack or food or whatever, you are sometimes rewarded with another retry, which definitely comes in handy because they're needed, because you're going to die at some points, whether it's in combat or you run out of endurance, you're going to die. So having a more retries is cool. Uh, the visuals are decent, I guess. It's very there's like at some points there's a dust in the game which you have to kind of leave, and it works well in the sense of you can still see everything's kind of muggy, but when you're not in the dusted areas, the game looks, I guess, decent. There's some stuff I don't like about it. Like, I mean, there are parts where you're climbing over, the top of a bridge and jumping from ledge to ledge. But then when you walk into like a pile of garbage, it's completely, you can't push it out of the way. It doesn't move. Or if there's just little obstacles that your guy bumps into, and it's like a brick wall. In games today, stuff should push over. There should be some sort of physics to it. Like in GTA, if you run something over, everything, kind of not explodes, but papers will go up into the air and boxes will fall over. That's not in this game. It's not like that. And then, like, if you're walking through water, there's no real ripple effect. If you're walking across dust, there's no footprints. That type of little stuff, for me with games today, kind of goes a long way. You know, I understand it is an Xbox Live Arcade game, so I guess that is why. Maybe that's the reason why I was left out. But that's one of the things I'm not digging so far. Another issue I have is when you're fighting, when you come across a conflict, sometimes guys surrender, sometimes they don't, and it's hard to tell when a guy surrenders, if you're doing something wrong, because they will. Some guys will surrender immediately if you threaten them with your gun. Other guys will just kind of stand back, and then if you put your guard down, they charge you. If you put it back up, they stop again. So it's kind of tough to really incapacitate an enemy without, I guess, trying to engage with them hand to hand, which is kind of frustrating because it's very difficult to understand when something like that's going to happen. Um, in terms of back to with the gameplay, with your health, it can get regenerated with food, and there's painkillers, and then others increase your health and your stamina if you eat like there's fruit cans and stuff like that. So that's cool. But so far, for 15 bucks, I was a little hesitant. I played the demo. It was decent. I heard mixed reviews from it from a different couple news organizations. I know that IGN kind of ripped it apart, and I definitely wouldn't rip it apart. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, I heard it was about 3 or 4 hours long, so it's kind of short in that sense. But I'm liking it so far. With any game like this, it's kind of hard when something's been in development for so long, and 3 or 4 years is a pretty long time. Um, it's tough for it to live up to the hype. I remember, like I said, when I opened the video, I was really excited when this came out. I guess when the game was kind of announced, but after a while, I personally thought it was canceled, and then I saw on it was a Giant Bomb that they had a quick look up, so I had no idea that it was even out. And then kind of disappointed when I heard it was a Xbox Live Arcade game, but it is what it is. So 15 bucks, I would recommend to give it a try. Where I'm at so far, I'm liking it. I haven't really lost interest yet. And I want to see where the story goes. It's not a really engaging story, but I guess at this point I just want to see if the guy finds his family or not. It's kind of shown he's videotaping the whole time, so it's kind of weird because he's making videotapes for his family, even though I don't know if they'd ever find him. He doesn't even know if they're still alive. So, excuse me. So, yeah, I'm alive. I'm digging it. I have the hiccups, so it's a good time to end this video. If you have played it or are interested in it or have any questions, I guess just leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys when I make another video.